Morning, I'm Tom Stevenson with Geneva Equipment. This morning we're going to walk around the frac tank and I'm going to show you some safety features, what to do and what not to do when you're working with it. So our main goal is to keep you safe once you've got the frac tanks and are using them. You've got your frac tank delivered to you. Now you're ready to use it. We want to point out a few safety concerns that you need to watch out for. Number one, the sign says, do not enter. This tank may have fatal fumes. These tanks have been aired out. This is one of the reasons why a lot of times we leave the door open so fresh air can get in there. And once you start using it, your employees or yourself, you want to be very careful getting in them because fumes, especially like today when it's warmer, fumes can build up in there and you want to make sure you open everything up, give it time to get any fumes that might be in there to get out, or you have enough oxygen get in there to mitigate whatever fumes might be in there. OSHA says that in a confined space, if you go in there, you're supposed to have somebody else outside. Try not to be in there any more than you have to. And one of the main things is, I know this sounds like common sense, but do not smoke in or around these tanks. Because no matter what you think, I mean, we've washed them out. It's probably more for after you start using them, but you just have to be careful because it is a confined space. And you also have 3 roof hatches up on top that you can open up to let, heat rises, so all those fumes will come up and out of there. But again, whenever you open up a tank, after it's sitting totally closed up, you want to be careful. You want to stand back to let the fumes get out because you don't know exactly what's going to be in there. So with all that being said, we'll take a walk around, check your valves. You want to close the manway in the front so it's not swinging around when we hook onto it. So we just close this, tighten it down. When the tank gets delivered, before you use it, you want to go around, make sure all the valves are closed. You want to tighten that down because it can come loose from shipping. We usually don't tighten it all the way down because you might want to inspect it before you put it into operation anyway. Then we walk on around the tank, checking for any deficiencies, make sure all the lights are in place. We check this manway to make sure it's closed. It doesn't have to necessarily be tightened down, but closed so it's not flopping out and create a hazard for transportation. And then you also have a valve at the back in the center. These tanks are very good for getting every bit of liquid out so you can have it, but you want to make sure that before you start filling it that you have the one, it's kind of hard to see, but it's in the bottom, in the back. You want to make sure that you have that closed before you start filling. The other thing that some instances, if you're going to have a lot of flow going through the tank, you might want to ground it because liquid flow creates friction, which creates static electricity, which can create a spark, which can cause an explosion if you're around anything flammable. So a lot of these tanks, they ground them so you can take care of that situation as well. Okay, one of the things that we want to do before we move the frac tank is you want to make sure all these roof hatches are laying flat this way, or preferably closed. Another thing you want to be careful of is when you're going up and down the ladder, if it happens to be raining or there's water got spilled, it can be slippery. So make sure you have a good grip on the steps and when you're going up and down the ladder, and probably more so coming down than going up. Also, there is an OSHA website that will refer you to, and check that out. Make sure you've got everything covered so you all your insurances, everything are enforced. Thanks for watching the video today. I'm Tom Stevenson with Geneva Equipment. We'll see you next time.